there's a life I could have known, one beyond my wildest dreams. Maybe that road could have carried me to streets of gold. Things aren't always as they seem. Looking back on all the chances that I missed, some I held, some slipped away. One street over where my memories exist, I wondered what would change, I really couldn't say. In this life there's nothing certain, except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing, I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one street over there's a life I could have known, that would have kept me from the one I had today. Time's gone by, I've traded black dirt into clay. I thought my memories would end. One street over's now 1,000 miles away. When I close my eyes, I'm back to where I've been. In this life there's nothing certain, except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing, I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one street over there's a life I could have known, that would have kept me from the one I had today.
Hello. This is 1100 WSG. I'm U-Turn LaVern, and this is One Street Over, and we're just having too much fun here in the studio. My friend, my dear friend, Gwen Earley is in the house, and my friend, I've known y'all forever. Sheila and Byrd is here too, and we're just, the girls getting together. And all we need is a cup, some coffee.
All we need to do is get together.
We talk about that. Gwen and I, especially, we've been trying to, just find time just to shut down and talk. And man, it's just so hard. And I apologize to everybody who's, tried to, the last couple of years. I was telling Sheila when we came in, this is my second year without Mama to consult for making the dressing and the giblet gravy. And she gave me all the notes, and she kept telling me, LaVern, I'm not going to be here much longer. And I didn't believe her. Right before she passed, she was saying, and I don't know what she was saying. The day that she did, and she was telling me stuff, and the things that I didn't get right that she was trying to get me to go listen to me, that she wanted done, and I'm like,
we always have time. We always have time.
Yeah, but nonetheless, I'm trying to reconstruct, and I've got notes, but she insists that the cornbread for your dressing has to be made with sunflower cornmeal. The red bag, not the white cornmeal, the red bag. So I normally get it at H.G. Hills, and they just didn't have it this time. And so I was like, oh no, what am I going to do? Because the recipe for the cornbread that I need for my dressing is on the back of that bag. That's just how we do it. So I'm going to take a picture of that and archive that now but I was like, okay, a new Walmart and Kroger, I've never found it there. Always at H.G. Hills. And they're like, we'll check into it. Of course, they were just like, oh, I'm sorry, they're going to check into it. Well, I knew Holt's up in Ridgetop is a little hometown grocery.
Yeah.
And I thought they might have it. And I called them. Sure enough, they did.
Hot dog.
And so I got out there. And I was telling Sheila, I went yesterday because I was pretty sure it had buttermilk in the recipe, but I didn't get enough because if I've got to make such an abundance, because I've got several things going, because I'm making like 3 pans of cornbread dressing. And so I had to go back to Walmart first thing this morning, and I'm just like, I'm just running in circles. But it's good.
It's the holidays.
Yeah, I love it. Just like we were talking. We're just so blessed to have all these things to do and all these people who love us and people we can love, because anybody who works in the capacity that your guys are working with the veterans, with my father's house and all the different things you do, and working in the schools and working with Celebrate Recovery. We're having Thanksgiving dinner for our guys, our folks at Celebrate Recovery up in Madison tonight, and we're going to be the only ones there. Church is closed.
Wow.
But we're going to be there, and we're going to have Thanksgiving, and I'm just so thankful that we can do that. But it's like there's so many people that have no one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it breaks my
nothing.
heart. And here's the thing, guys, you don't have to live that way.
No.
Get yourself into a body of believers. Find a church. That's one of the hard things. I have struggles that I go through theologically with my Madison Church of Christ family, but they're my family. And we don't. It's like my.
Well, you don't disown your kids for disagreeing.
No.
So
And that's just it. And so we're going through a little struggle bus right now at Madison, and I'm just. But they're my family.
Right.
They're my family, but nonetheless.
and you work it out.
Yeah,
Yep.
you do the best you can. You do
Right.
the best you can,
And
but
work
you
it
gotta,
out.
you gotta answer the call God has on you too.
Yep.
So it's like But anyway, we're not gonna go there. We're talking about the veterans. This is Veteran Service Office Day.
With the guest.
Yeah, we got Sheila in here. I ran into Gwen at where were we?
We were
at
we
the
were
therapy.
working out. Yeah.
We were at what am I
Not
talking
mental
about?
therapy, physical therapy.
Star Physical Therapy. Bethany Cheese is my girl. And I was just in there, I just love them. I just love them so much. We've talked about them coming on and sponsoring. I need to see about working that out. 'Cause
Oh, yeah.
I think they would. Because they're just phenomenal. And love
Both
Bethany.
both with shoulder issues.
Well, yeah, and I mean, I had a shoulder replacement last year, and
Mm-hmm.
just immediately after I did that, I fell and broke my shoulder, and so there's all kinds of junk going on in there. The joint's good where they replaced it, but I've got all this. So we're going to have another little surgery. I know I've had so many surgeries in the last 2 years.
You saved them up.
Well, that's why I was saying I kind of got started down this road these last 2 years between Mama passing, taking care
And
of
stuff
all
happening.
the estate up in Kentucky and clearing out
Mhm.
the farmhouse and all the things. Because my brother's still there, but our folks that have worked with our family for 30 years are living in it now. And
Yeah.
it's just beautiful,
Yeah.
and we're just so thrilled. But
They've kind of earned it.
yeah,
Mhm.
don't you think?
Yep.
And so, all of that, and then I had all these different joint replacements and all these last 2 years. So I've just been in teaching, and so I've just been like, no free time.
Wonder Woman.
But don't you kind of look across the horizon and think, I think I might have a little.
Yeah. And then no.
No,
Yeah.
I really do think. I really think-
2026. I keep saying 2026 is going to be my year to just do what I need to do and get things done.
I'm
So
going to do some. I've got writing I need to do.
Yeah.
I've got some things I need to put together, some presentations and some writing. So
Mhm,
I think
mhm.
that's where the Lord's leading me, along
you
all
go.
the other things. But
Yep.
I did a teaching yesterday about about being kingdom minded
Yeah.
and keeping your focus looking on things above rather than what's going on around. And in that teaching, I said, because when you are kingdom minded, you're able to look over
yeah,
your circumstances.
right.
So what's in your peripheral,
Mm-hmm.
you don't even think about.
And a lot of times when you're kingdom minded, you have the ability to cut out the time that you need. You can be as busy as you can be, but yet he still gives you the time to sit down and do stuff that needs to be done.
No, it's a supernatural
is.
agenda
It is.
that, that
He provides.
that
Yep.
the only way it can be tampered with is if you allow it.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
And you stay focused on him, then that agenda flows.
Yep. It does.
Because he said, if you seek me first,
Mm-hmm.
and then all these other things will be
Well,
added to you. We all do receive that 24 hours in a day.
Yep,
Same
yep.
24 hours. However, the utilization of those hours,
Yep.
if it's dependent upon God, because you
Mhm.
released it to him, seems to flow with precision.
And you go home at the end of the day and go, wow, look at all that I got done with his
I
help.
know. I
With
know.
his
I
help.
say that all the time.
Yep,
I'm like,
with his
boy, I
help.
feel accomplished today.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we're talking about all the things because it's the day before Thanksgiving. And, and by the way, if you have some time and want to volunteer, they're going to be delivering meals. I couldn't tell you for sure what time over at King's Table, but Mark and I did that last year. That's our plan, is to go up and just help deliver meals for, about an hour. And I can't remember what time we meet, but check it out, and you just kind of get in line, and
You
they
will
send
meet
you
some
out.
precious
Yeah,
people.
absolutely. We
Yep.
did last year, and so we're looking forward to just going and and
We're gearing up for that.
delivering some meals.
We're gearing up for that for Christmas with the Veteran Service Office. So
Okay, what is that going to look like?
it's every year that we have a list of veterans or veterans families that might need some help during the holidays.
And so y'all go and see them, and
And
just,
so
oh,
yeah,
how
we
wonderful.
drop off stuff, and it's from White House to Portland
Oh, that's wonderful.
to Cross Plains to Greenbrier. So
We were talking. I don't know. I think I don't know if it was when Scott was in here. Or it may have even been when Mayor Vogel was in here. We were talking about. I think it was when Mayor was in here.
yeah,
We were talking about what the Veteran Service Office has brought into this county monetarily,
Yep.
and it's an astronomical
multi-millions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
multi-millions
Yes.
that has been brought into this county because we've got a Veteran Service Office that is doing it and is finding these benefits and helping these veterans that
Yep.
are coming out of service wounded from their service.
Mm-hmm.
And they are, we take so much better care of our veterans than we used to.
Yeah.
And we all remember what, the Vietnam era was like. And, those of us sitting around this table, I wouldn't, I'm stunned at the things that I bring up to my kiddos in school, and they look at me like, and to some of my fellow teachers.
Mm-hmm. That had no idea.
Yeah, they have no idea
Yep.
about that kind of stuff. And remind me to tell you a funny on that too here in a minute, but we're in a serious mode, so I'm not going to chase that rabbit. If you remind me, I'll tell you because it's just ridiculous. But you talk about Vietnam, and I talk about the 70s and different things, the 60s and 70s, and things. Look at me like,
Really?
yeah, they don't have a clue.
No cell phones?
Yeah, they don't have. They just can't even imagine. But our precious veterans, we're losing our Vietnam veterans so fast.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we've got to serve them. And Sheila's here because she is. How did you get involved with My Father's House? How did that open up?
I actually saw a post on Facebook that
Okay.
Steve Phillips had posted,
Okay,
and it was talking about the need for volunteers.
right.
And I just called the number,
Mm.
and he said, we would love to meet you. And what happened was,
You mean he didn't already know you? I thought everybody knew you.
no, and
How is that possible, Sheila?
I know, that's what I was thinking. And another thing, I thought, how did I not even know about My Father's House?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did that slip under my radar? And so, because I'm involved in so many other ministries within the area, and I was just like, I don't know how that happened, but that's how I ended up involved, and just started out as I'd go in and do evening devotions or help in that respect, and was asked to be an advisor to the board, and then ended up as a board member. And so that's how
Okay.
it happened, and a mentor and a counselor there to those that we serve. But we have every season, we have veterans come in that, and honestly, the ones that come in, they don't even know that there's benefits available to them.
Yeah. A lot of them
And
don't.
Yes. And so when we hook them up, of course, and my husband David is the chaplain for Post 45. And so
That's American
is
Legion.
American Legion. He is diligent about giving out the number for the VSO office. And to
He does
let
a good job
yeah,
advertising.
to let them know that you guys have,
Yeah,
you've
yeah.
got,
There's resources that you have no idea.
Yeah.
Well, because they were. If you could have witnessed what they went through, our Vietnam vets, it's breathtaking. And we remember it. I think, I don't know, we were in the same
Oh, yeah,
age
yeah.
vicinity. I think all of us. I have such clear memories, and again, I've said it so many times because Kenneth was killed there, our hired hand, that I looked up like a big brother.
Yep.
I don't think people realized how much I looked up to him until we lost him, and it just devastated me as a little kid.
Right.
And he died in Vietnam very quickly after getting over there. And
Like a lot of them did.
yeah, and because I was like, don't you dare, belittle and not respect what
Minimize.
Kenneth died
Yeah,
for.
Right. Right.
And I can just remember that as my first real vivid childhood memory is going to Kenneth's. Well, when I remember when he got called, and when he got drafted, and him leaving, and all the things and little things, but being at his memorial,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll never forget it. In my,
Yeah.
you know, and I detested hippies. Oh, I mean,
Yeah.
because that's what I saw as the movement
Mm-hmm.
that was so anti-military, disrespectful, and
to
all.
what
I just
happened. Yeah.
detested anything
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
hippie genre, and to this day, I'm still kind of,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, I get around somebody that kind of looks like a hippie, and I kind of get my back up a little bit. I kind of just a little bit, like what'd you act like during Vietnam?
Yep.
Redemption's real, but.
And
Have you been redeemed? You know, I get guarded. Let's just say I just get a little guarded, but I'm just teasing. Not really, but a little bit, you know. So, but I love that y'all are taking such good care of these guys, and so many of them, they just are so.
well, and they were exposed to so much
Yeah.
over there that we
Yeah.
didn't know the long-term effects that it would have
Oh,
on
yeah.
them.
Yeah.
And now that we do, there's things out there that they can apply for if they've got certain conditions that are covered. You know, you come back and the government just presumes that you're going to have one of these, or you know, dozens of these things. If one of them affects you, then you can come and see us, and we can go ahead and get you taken care of.
Mhm.
But and you know, it's like some people do and some people don't. It's just like cancer. Some people get cancer, some people get heart failure or heart disease. So it's a different thing. Not everybody that is exposed is going to be affected, but if you are, then you can have it taken care of.
Very
And the
good.
thing, too, being exposed to those insecticides,
Mhm.
there's such a huge array of
Right.
side effects that some of them go unnoticed, even high
Mhm.
blood pressure,
Right. Right.
you know, that kind of thing. And I mean, you know, David has suffered with skin cancers for
Mhm.
ever,
Yeah.
and just recently had to have one removed. And all of that is an effect of that,
Yep,
where a lot of
exactly.
doctors want to say, well, you're out in the sun
Done
too
too
much.
long. Yeah.
Mhm.
And that is not necessarily the truth. And you know, a lot of people don't realize that the new thing had passed regarding Agent Orange. And so therefore they're not seeking
Right.
compensation for their exposure.
Yep. Yep.
You know, everybody's jumping on the class action suit bandwagon with
Mhm.
simple things like, you know, was your McDonald's coffee too
Right.
hot or
Yeah.
whatever?
Yeah.
But when you look at what this has done to our military,
Mhm.
and you know, going back to the people who protested and who continue to protest,
Yeah.
their right to protest is simply because those men and women. So it's just,
Exactly.
you know, it's so amazing that people turn a blind eye to it. And we find a lot of that at my father's house when we serve the veterans. They don't realize that some things that have just been physically debilitating to them, that a lot of them don't even have their VA benefits for medical,
Right. Yeah.
and they don't know how to go about
Getting them. Right.
and that's where you guys come in.
Yep. It's
And
like,
so
come
that's
see
something
us.
you guys are an awesome resource for us, because I mean, we can house them, we can feed them, we can do those
The
things,
immediate
be there
needs.
for them,
Yeah.
we can become their family. But that long-term vision of recovery for them has to start with them realizing what they are
Yeah.
capable of doing if they will apply for those benefits.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Well, we've got a success story. He comes into Walmart every now and then, and the to see him where he is now versus where he was 2 years ago.
Mm.
He was a homeless vet,
Wow.
came in to see us, and now he's
He
he's
got a home.
housed, and he's
Wow.
he's
I love stories like
he
that.
always looks so good, and it's like it just thrills me to see him every
That's just
time
so
he comes in.
beautiful. I love
Yeah.
stories like
Yeah.
that. You know, when I was working at the Benevolent Center up at the church, you know, because that was my job before I started teaching, and um, when you would see those stories
Yep.
and you would see them come off the street, and
Yep.
we did, you know, and it's just so breathtaking to
Oh
know
yeah.
that do not grow weary in doing good,
Mm-mm.
Right.
because man, and that's one of the things when you work in recovery and stuff and working with folks that are going through addiction, don't ever stop
Right.
helping them.
Yeah.
You know,
Because at some point you're gonna break that barrier.
you got
And
to
yeah.
not give up.
Mm-hmm.
I heard somebody whenever Narcan first came out, there was a lot of like, well, you're just making it easy for them to. It almost became like to get a better high. They would use Narcan.
Yeah.
And then I had somebody that was doing a Narcan training tell me, Narcan is there to help an addict stay alive until they realize they want to live. And that's
wow.
what we are as the hands and feet of Jesus,
That's
is
right.
Yeah.
to just continually lift up those who don't even realize they want to live yet,
Yeah.
That's right.
and help them keep alive, because you don't know where they are
Right.
with their spiritual walk, and you might be the light that's keeping them alive to where they can accept Christ
Mhm.
and be part of the kingdom, and
Yep.
and I mean,
And that's the
it's
ultimate
just,
goal.
yeah, and
Yeah.
I mean, there's just so many things that come to mind. It's just such good work that y'all do, and I'm so honored to be your friend. I just love y'all so much. But
It's just my
Yeah.
job.
well,
It's just my job.
and here's, this is a really good time, because as you come together with your families, is everybody okay? I was talking to a kid. I will ask the question, what are your Thanksgiving plans?
Mm-hmm.
And I had a few kids, you could tell they didn't have any. And
Oh.
it just broke my heart.
Oh.
Mm.
Broke my heart. And I just wanted to hug them so bad. And I
Yeah.
was like, come to my house. And,
Right. Right.
with school, what it is, you just have to,
I know. Kind
It's-
of keep that arm's distance. Yeah.
that's the hardest thing for me as
Oh
a
yeah.
teacher,
Oh yeah.
is to not get more involved in these kiddos' lives. And you just plant seeds and
Mm-hmm.
try to point them to things like, open
And then
door
pray,
resources,
and then
just
pray and pray and pray.
pray.
Yep.
But this kid just really tore my heart out. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, because I just, and I'm going to follow up with them just to
Right.
say, just kind of say, hey, how was your weekend? Just, I need to
Mhm.
know a little bit more about what's going on in their life, because
Right.
that just hurt me. Well, I tell people, I'll have the kids come in and I have all these movie posters. And after a break, like after spring break, I think last year, I'd say, okay, put me together a little video depicting how one of these movies relates to what your spring break was like.
Oh wow.
I can't begin to tell you how many of them use the movie Home Alone.
No.
Unbelievable.
Oh, my goodness.
Ugh.
Home Alone. And it's because the parents are all having to work and doing
Right.
what they are.
Mm-hmm.
And it just breaks my heart. Find a church and you wouldn't be,
Yeah.
you would not be alone, guys. And I mean, if you're in a church that doesn't feel like a good fit, keep knocking on doors.
And if
Keep
you're a
knocking
high
on doors, man.
if you're a high school student with a car,
Yeah,
I'm sure that there are plenty of opportunities to volunteer.
absolutely. You will
get
find
out and get
family.
involved.
You
get
will
out
find
and yeah,
family.
yeah.
We have our benevolent center up in Madison. That's the hardest thing about being a member of the Madison Church of Christ, and that being my family, is they're 45 minutes from
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
So when I meet people around here, it's like, well, it's all the way down there.
Yeah, they're not
And
part of that
so
community.
I'll point people to Fluellen, to
Mhm.
Epiphany, to the Main Street Church of Christ, different
Right.
ones like that, to the different places that I know are good people and they will love on you. But when you're there, it's hard. But with the CR work that we do at Madison and the people that live right there in that cluster,
Yeah.
the game changer, that when people come in, I've seen it so many times in my sweet friends that just are so involved at Benevolent Center still, the Rainies and Julie and so many others. They will say, hey, come and volunteer with us at the Benevolent Center. Life-changing.
Oh yeah.
Life-changing, because they find family.
Well, and not only
They
that,
find a family to be a part of.
the kids will find how much they have to be thankful for.
Mhm. Well, that is true. Yes.
I mean,
The
these
kiddos,
these are helping. You're
yeah.
helping people that are much less fortunate than you,
Yeah.
and you may have it bad.
Yeah.
But it could always be worse.
So if you're looking for a place to volunteer, I mean, y'all don't really need volunteers at the VSO.
No,
really, do you?
we don't. We
Yeah.
don't. I mean,
But they do it at my father's
That's right.
house.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
My father's house, and you can call. We were talking about United Way a little bit while ago. 211. Call 211. And just
Yes.
tell them at United Way, I need some volunteer, and maybe you want to say, I want to volunteer with a church base, a faith base.
right.
You can even be like, I want CFC, or I want Baptist, or I want Methodist. or
Yes, they
I
can-
mean, they can get you
they
there.
can fine tune it.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
But there is a place for you to find family. Do not be alone. Do not be alone during this time. Let me pause and take a break. And then when we come back on the other side, I'll tell you my little funny. And then we'll kind of reset. Got to talk about Barry and Rebecca Richards with Exit Prime Realty. You know, I always kind of go to Rebecca's post because when they first started advertising, they're our longest running full-time sponsor. We talk about it all the time. So I've always just kind of pulled up Rebecca's social medias when I go to do my ad because she was the agent. She was the full-time agent. And then Barry went full-time years ago. I mean, I've got to get, we'll visit with them here in the next couple of weeks if they've got time. I'll reach out to them and we'll kind of get some updates on their timelines of how things happened because they both came out of other careers. He was a vice president of a media marketing company in Nashville for 17 years. So he used that expertise as a media marketer to help her. And so we were doing ads for her. And so I thought, you know what? I'm going to pull up Barry's page today because if you did not see, he was the number one Exit Tennessee in the top 10 agents in the GCI and the gross commission income. Barry was numero uno for the month of October. I'm so excited for him. They both just do such an excellent job. They know their stuff up one side and down the other. They'll mentor you if you want to be a realtor. On his social media page too, he has, we talk about that free market analysis of your property if you're thinking about selling it. Well, they've got a link there. It says you can go in and you can punch in to see how much your home is worth. And so you can get that free market analysis digitally. That is so cool. And also, too, if you follow him and Rebecca on social media, you're going to find all the different things you need to know about homes that are coming available in your area. There's actually an open house here. This is in Springfield, 732 Shelby Lynn Drive, Springfield. They're going to have an open house this Sunday from 1 to 3. From 1 to 3, you're going to have an opportunity to come in and look at this beautiful home. And it might be the starter home that you're looking for, or it may be transitioning from an apartment, something like that. But it looks like a modest home that would be affordable for a lot of people. So, check it out. But it's adorable. It's just a really cute little house. But again, it's over here at 732 Shelby Lynn Drive in Springfield. Go and check it out. Open house there. I was looking also at Barry's. They had a listing in Cross Plains. I don't know if this one's still on the market, but it's at 2136 Neil Lane Drive. They have it all decorated for Christmas. So that's a Cross Plains listing that you can get. Of course, he also had on his social media how Springfield is listed as one of the 9 best places to retire in Tennessee. So it just reinforces the fact that then they're coming in droves. Yeah. And Barry and Rebecca, they both specialize in Robertson County properties, but also buy and sell in the surrounding counties and across the state line in Kentucky. And they actually just in the last day. Rebecca put up a listing at 141 Matt Drive in Scottsville, Kentucky. So, they're all over the place. So whatever it is you're looking for, they can help you out. They're Cross Plainians. They've been here for 30 years, so they specialize in Robertson County properties, but also buy and sell in the surrounding counties and across the state line in Kentucky. If you want to know more, reach out to them at sellwithbecky.com, sellwithbecky.com, or buy, robertsoncounty.com. Barry's number, let's do Barry's number, 615-504-7424, 615-504-7424. Rebecca's 615-504-7425, 615-504-7425. And I gotta read this. She put this up on her social media since this is the last, show before Thanksgiving. She says, may your stuffing be tasty. May your turkey be plump. May your potatoes and gravy have nary a lump. May your yams be delicious and your pumpkin pie too. And if you need a bigger kitchen next year, I'm the perfect agent for you. I just love that. I just think that's hysterical. I love them. They're friends. So let Barry and Rebecca know U-Turn sent you. So my funny, I talk about how old you feel. And I love to show the kids the clip of the Great Turkey Drop from WKRP in Cincinnati.
Oh my gosh.
So I
remember that when it was new.
Oh my gosh, yes. I've got to get if anybody has a way for me to I need a CD of it or something. And I really kind of need to probably just do a little crafty editing because there's a few things in there I'm like, that's not really socially acceptable anymore. And the kids get super offended,
right.
And some things I'm like, wow, that was racist. Seriously, a little bit, it's just a little uncomfortable. I was like, ooh. And I can't remember what it was, but the first time I watched it after a while, I was like,
yikes.
That's not good. Mm-hmm. And so there's a couple of things I think I would like to cut out of it.
Yeah.
for my kiddos, and sexist and a little bit racial,
Right.
just not good.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing terrible, but you know, I
Borderline.
digress. So
Yeah.
anyway, but I did find yesterday just the clip of the drop, not the whole setup.
Right.
And so I set the thing up for the kiddos, and I told them, I said, this was radio in the 70s. And it
Oh,
was radio, because
yes.
I started in radio in 1980. This is what it looked like when I got into radio. And they're like, and the footage, the quality of the footage was terrible. But I told them, I set the whole thing up for them. I said, the station, to set up the show, it was saying, okay, we're having some ratings issues. We're going to do something big for
Big.
Thanksgiving, but the station owner and the sales manager didn't tell anybody. It was going to be a big surprise. And so they send Les Nessman out, who is the goofiest goober newscaster
Radio news
ever,
guy. Yeah.
to go do a remote. And I mean, when I was in radio, we went and did remotes everywhere. I mean,
yeah.
I've done remotes in every kind of scenario you can imagine. Where
With
you're
free
got-
giveables.
yeah.
And, oh, yeah.
They paid us well to do them
Oh,
too,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
I mean, they really did. But we'd go out and it's like, hey, come on out to the mall. We're blah, 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 and we'd
We're in
have our
front of this store.
microphones and
Yep.
people would come by and get T-shirts and all the, the bling
Radio,
that goes along with
yeah.
radio. And so Les is sent out onto the remote. He's going to go do the remote. We're going to have a wonderful time for Thanksgiving, and he's building it up and just being goofy. And they're back at the studio. You got the two disc jockeys there, Johnny Fever and what was the other guy's name?
Venus flytrap.
Yes. And so you got the two disc jockeys, you got their promotions director and their program director all standing there, and I forget their names on the show, but they're in the studio. There's the turntable, and Johnny's on the mic and all this. And here we go. Let's throw it to Les. And so they throw it out to Les Nesman. And he's like, we're here, and it's going to be great and all that. And so I told the kids, I said, I just want you to watch this. None of them had ever heard of it. And then Coach White,
Oh, Lord.
who is across, and he's our engineering teacher, and then Mr. Coleman, who is our librarian, and I don't want to guess their age, but they're
Did they-
not
did they not-
in their 30s. Well, they might still be in their late 30s, early 40s. I'm
Yeah.
not sure how old they are, but they're in that. They're older than my kids, but not a ton.
Right.
They had never heard of it.
Oh, my
Wow.
And I'm like,
gosh.
what are you kidding me? And Mr. Coleman's family is, his wife is from Cincinnati. And I'm like, oh, I said, they have. And I told the kids, I said, if you've ever seen people of my generation with a T-shirt on, talks about the Great Turkey Drop, WKRP.
This
that's
is
what this is about.
yeah.
And so I played it for them, and they were just like, what is this nonsense, Miss Vivio? And I'm like, it was so great. But my point is how visually you could just see what was happening, but you never saw a turkey.
No.
You never saw the helicopter.
No. It
You
was
never
all
saw anything.
words.
It was all the
Words,
words
spoken
that were
words,
written in the imagination and the
Mhm.
power of the imagination. And I miss that because we have all these special effect things you can do. But that's back when your imagination worked a little bit more. So I just loved it. But yeah, none of them knew it.
Oh, my.
I'm like, what in the world, people? But y'all remember it.
Oh, my. Yes.
Go look it
Vividly.
up. The Great Turkey Drop. I'll see if I can't find it because I actually found it on a Facebook post.
Yeah, you can go to YouTube and find it.
I'll find it, but I'll
Yeah.
try to find it and share it so everybody knows what I'm talking about. But I just thought that was so funny. They had no clue. Even my colleagues
Well, and
had no clue.
the difference now is that then it was this time, this day,
Yeah.
and everybody was watching it.
Yes.
So
yes.
the next day, everybody's talking about it.
Yeah. Everybody's
and
like,
now-
did you see WKRP last night? It was hysterical. Because you didn't have anything else to watch. You didn't
Right.
have these things and watch
No.
1,000 things.
When you want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I even posed that question to some of my kiddos. I said, this is iconic, classic TV clips of the 70s, something that everybody from that era remembers. I said, is there anything like that y'all remember?
No. No, not really.
I'm like, really? Because they're all so diverse and there's
Right.
so many
Right.
different things out there.
Mhm.
Now, the 6'7" craze, heaven help me. 6'7", do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Yeah.
The teachers are so over that. But we had the 67th day of school last week, and so we did it all up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we had fun with that. But anyway, yeah,
Kind of-
that kind of stuff they
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
Right.
So they'll remember that. They'll be like, you remember when 6'7" was a
the
thing? They'll remember
For
that.
that long.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, but anyway, yeah, go watch the Great Turkey Drop. So that was my funny. I'm done. It's all you now.
I
Got
wanted
25 minutes.
to tell you something. A minute ago, you were talking about family.
Mhm.
And a couple of seasons ago, we had this gentleman that had been with us for the season prior. He was in total about 4 seasons. And he nobody could figure out why he would not fill out applications for housing. I'd rather live in my truck. I'd rather live in my truck. And he would continuously say that. So then when I started as a mentor and a counselor there, somebody said, well, can you take him on and just see what you can do, what you can find out?
Yeah.
And he had two things. One was, well, they were both major to him, but one was totally fixable. One was not. He could not read and he could not write and he didn't want to tell anybody.
Oh, yeah.
So when he was asked to fill these things out, he would just say, no, I don't want housing.
Right.
And found that out rather quickly. But it was the second thing. That was fixable, but heartbreaking. I won't get to be around y'all anymore.
Wow.
If I get a house, I won't see y'all
You're
anymore.
like, well, you can volunteer, baby.
Well, I told him, I said, you know what? You became family a couple years ago.
Yeah.
I said, you don't throw family away because they're doing better.
Yeah.
And, I said, that is not the case, never will be the case. And
Right.
to this day, we continue to, to see that he's cared for and do what needs to be done.
Wow.
Did he get housing?
Oh yeah, oh
wonderful.
yeah. He got housing at the Green Ridge Apartments in Greenbrier, and between the efforts of the board and a local church, his apartment was furnished.
Furnished. Yeah.
And a church gave him a brand new sofa. He had he's got a nicer box springs and mattress than I do. He's got his mattress cost over $2,000. I'm like,
Wow.
I said, do you see how blessed you are? You see how much God loves you? And, but those kind of things like the veteran that you were talking about,
Yeah.
it just makes it all worth
Worthwhile.
it.
Yeah.
It was like when I was in the hospital with pancreatic cancer, and God used that time in my life in so many ways. And this young man gave his life to Jesus sitting on the end of my bed. My husband said, if you had it to do all over again, would you do it for one more life? I said, you know what?
Wow.
Absolutely, because God was
bless.
so gentle with me
Yeah,
during
yeah.
that time. And so we have to ask ourselves in what we do for the community, for those that are less fortunate, that would you do it all over again?
Right.
Even if the struggle was harder the next time, reaching out, because we change lives one person at a time.
Yep. Exactly.
I mean, this is not like a mass change. The Lord leads them to us, and then just one person at a time.
But
we
then
make a difference.
that's every time that happens, it strengthens you more.
It does.
So when you go back and look at it and go, yeah, I could do that. I did it then, and I'm stronger now, so I could do it again.
yeah.
So
It's like breath being blown on on the embers to
Yep,
bring
to
the
bring it
flame
back to life. Right.
It just refires you.
Yeah.
And it. And it's not about you, but it is about the fire you carry.
Right. Right. And the
Yeah.
goodness you're willing to do for it.
Right.
To
And,
do with that.
And that's what it takes with what you guys do at VSO, what we do at my father's house, is a fire inside you that says there's something out there bigger than me.
Yeah.
And I want
And I can play a part of it.
I want to be a part of it.
Yep.
So, but I just had to say that because, you become family.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Even this radio station, people tune in the mornings because that is where they find comfort.
A
That's where they
connection or
find-
something. Yep.
And you become their radio family.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And I mean, it is all about connection because, we were created as relational beings.
And whether it's 20 people in your group or 200, it just depends on what you're comfortable with. Some people have a very small thing, circle of
Absolutely.
friends.
Because you get too many around and it gets
Yeah.
overwhelming.
But there are some people that thrive on that.
Yeah.
So it's.
I would be one of those.
I have my moments.
I'm like, pack them in here.
You know,
Yeah,
I'm one of
yeah.
those people that, yes, I love the crowd, but I'm a very intimate, small people. When I tell people at the core, I'm very shy. They're like, "No, you're
No,
not." I'm
you're
like, "Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I am. I know who I am."
Yeah. Yeah.
And
You got to muster your strength to get out.
I am very much a person that needs solitude, and when I go for too long without any time just to kind of shut down, but I love the crowd and the
Oh, yeah.
excitement and the fun and the parade and the all of that too.
In short bursts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
in a
need my
controlled
time
amount.
too, but I also thrive on the
On-
excitement
yeah.
of just people,
Right,
just
Yeah.
being with people.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get
But
it.
I do have to shut down every now and
Yeah,
then.
yeah. Well,
Well, you're
and
getting your chance.
look at the example we have through God when He created the heavens and the earth and all the creation. He rested,
That's right.
and that's one of the things we have to remember to do. And I don't know why I'm getting off on that. I just some things pop in my head. But we're talking with Gwen Earley and Sheila. I keep wanting to call you the other name that will not be mentioned. Gwen Earley and Sheila and Byrd. And Gwen is with our Veteran Service Office. Sheila is with everything.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just be real.
Everything else.
Everything else. But right now she's here representing my father's house. And, you mentioned your battle with pancreatic cancer. How long ago was that?
That was I was diagnosed in 2015, but misdiagnosed for 8 years prior.
Wow.
So it was pancreatic, stomach, and small intestinal.
I mean, you're talking about a walking miracle.
Yeah.
And of course, since then, I've had breast cancer.
Every time I see you, I'm like, right here's where the miracle of God just
That's
showed
right.
up and showed out. Because I can remember when you were in hospice and we were praying
3
over you.
times, once at home
Yeah.
and twice inpatient.
But I can remember getting messages, "Hey, Sheila's in hospice," and I was like, and we're just praying for big miracles because, very often when we get to that point, the answer is, you don't understand the plan, but I need them here. And there's something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because how many of us have prayed over people that have gotten that? And my sister went into hospice, and I mightily prayed over her, and was expecting it. I have a one of the because I did a lot of English second language, and I had this precious man from the Congo that had grew. I mean, he married and had something like 5 kids in a refugee camp before they were allowed to immigrate. He was
Oh, wow.
beautiful, Solomon. He's still in Nashville, but he came up to me just to kind of see what was going on, just let me know how he was going right before my sister passed away. And we were just talking, and he wanted to get better at speaking English because he wanted to preach to us because we're the mission field. That's what he told me.
There you go.
From the Congo. I mean, his
Right.
story's just breathtaking. Just love him. But anyway, I haven't seen him in a long time. But he was there, and he came up to me and was asking me about this. And it was right before LaDonna passed. And I said, yeah. I said, she's got cancer. It doesn't look good. And he goes, well, our church is going to be fasting and praying this weekend, and I'm going to fast and pray. And so I thought, a day. No, it was like 3 days
Yeah.
of fasting and
The
praying.
weekend.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
weekend.
The weekend.
Right.
And of course, I was like, well, I can't not join them. So I'd never done that before. That long. I've fast for a period, but not that amount of time. And I was like, ooh, that's going to be hard. But I was like, if they're going to do it, I've got to do it because I believe that God is able.
Amen.
And I believed when Daddy had his aneurysm and was laying there in Vanderbilt
Yeah.
when they took him off life support, I was like, you can raise him up, Lord, right now.
That's right.
And so when we don't see that happen, we're like, what doesn't happen? But then I know you.
You're right.
And I know Jack Martin,
Right.
Yeah.
and I'm just like, miracle of God walking around right here. But that's just breathtaking, sister. I'm just so proud that the Lord's letting us keep you.
Well, he's a God of purpose.
Yeah.
And there's a purpose for everything. And
That's
the
right.
miracles that he did, not just physically in my body, but for other people.
Mm-hmm.
while I was in
through
the
your
hospital.
through your
Yeah.
witness. Yeah.
Well, because had
Yeah.
I not been sick
Mhm.
and in there, I mean, they're not going to let me come.
That's
just,
true.
They're
Yeah.
not going to let me just come hang
Ooh,
out
that's a
at
good point,
Vanderbilt to
Sheila.
evangelize.
Yes,
You know,
exactly.
That is
you
a
got to
good
be
point.
sick to get to Vanderbilt to
Yeah.
evangelize.
Wow.
I actually kept a bag packed at the house all the time, like an expectant mother,
Mhm.
waiting for God to tell me when I was going back to Vanderbilt on mission.
Wow.
Wow.
And that is exactly, David would say, "Where's your
Wow.
mission bag?" And
Mhm.
we'd get the bag. He'd put me in the front seat, and we'd
Off you
drive
go.
our little selves off to Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
But you know,
Wow.
and that's the things God does. But what has to line up for Him to carry out His plan never looks like what we think it
No.
should look out like.
Never.
Sometimes it looks like pain and sorrow and heartache
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
all of those things. And I mean, just like with, well, even with my father's house or with the military
veterans,
that I'm
yeah.
involved with,
Mhm.
had I not been sick and been placed on disability,
Right.
I would have still been working in the private sector somewhere, you know,
Totally oblivious. to-
unable
Yep.
to spend time doing what I'm doing.
Mhm.
God totally, through this illness,
Wow.
redirected me,
Yep.
hooked
Yep.
me up with the places that He wanted me.
Mhm.
And it all came as the end result of having been deemed disabled.
Right.
Of
right.
course, I'm not disabled now. God's redeemed all of that,
I know.
Yep.
It's
you
incredible.
know, and made me capable of helping others.
Mhm. Mhm.
And a lot of times we count ourselves out too quick.
Right.
We
Right.
come in agreement with the diagnosis and
Mhm.
we count ourselves out too quick.
Right.
I know a lot of homeless and I know a lot of veterans that have done that.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you know, I'm in the last quarter of my life.
And
I
they
mean,
claim it.
and that's what
You
I'm saying,
know, it's like
come
they
into
take it.
agreement
Yeah.
with
They
it.
take it as their own. It's
And
like
they say
no.
things like my disability.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't take ownership of that.
No. You can lay that down and move on.
And I had a gentleman tell me, "Well, I'm homeless because of my disability." And I said, "What disability is that?" "Well, I can't work." And I said, "So that's your disability?" I said, "I believe that when Christ died on the cross, He
Mhm.
died for every infirmity that you could have."
Yep.
And so when He said, "You were healed," I said, "That's past tense."
Yeah. Yep.
I said, "But as long as you keep taking ownership of that, that's never going to manifest in the natural."
Yep. Because it's not past tense. You keep bringing it up now, and
You keep taking ownership. It's
Mhm.
mine.
Yeah.
That's my like it's something precious to you.
yeah. Yeah.
We have to change our verbiage.
Yeah.
You know, and I had somebody say, "Well, you know, my family lived in poverty, and that's my lot in life." I said, "I break that word curse. That is
Yep.
not your lot in
Nope.
life."
Nope.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said, I told him, I said, "The Bible says God will provide all your needs according to His riches
Yep.
Mhm.
in glory." Woo.
And look
Preaching
around
that.
and look around at His riches and glory.
Oh my!
Just look around. Yeah. Yeah.
For sure. We're talking with Gwen Earley and Sheila and Byrd. They're here for the Veteran Service Office in my father's house today. Just reminding you of those resources that are here. And so as you're out loving on your family, doing the things, looking around and wanting to be the hands and feet of Jesus, make sure that when you see somebody that needs these resources, you know how to get in touch with them. So how can they get in touch with y'all? Why don't we go ahead and do that?
Well, we are at 502 5th Avenue East. Technically, that's right across the street from the Robertson County Government Building. It's Brown divides us. We're on one side of Brown Street. The county building's on the other side of the street. That's where you get your car tags and where you pay your property tax. So we're right across the street in with the mayor. And we are in office Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30. Wednesdays are walk-in. You can come in anytime on Wednesday and sit down and talk with a veteran officer that can go ahead and, assess what your current situation is and what we can do for you.
Okay.
Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, we recommend that you make an appointment, and please give us a call. I mean, we had a lot of walk-ins yesterday, and we were booked, we were busy.
Right.
So, I mean, if you're gonna make the effort to come out, there is a possibility that we won't be able to see you because Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, we do take appointments morning and afternoon. So just give us a call and we can tell you, how busy we are and whether we can get you in or not.
Very good.
But Wednesday, come in anytime you want. Our phone number is 615.
Something
Our
went off
phone-
on my phone all of a sudden. Go ahead.
Our phone number is 615-382-6506. That's 615-382-6506. And I'll answer it for you and we'll get you taken care of.
Very good. Now, Sheila, how can they get in touch with my father's house?
Well, we are considered, as far as our hours are concerned, cold weather shelter. So we're open November through March, and we open at 5 p.m. in the evening and close at 7 in the morning. But if we had you guys volunteering, we could be open 24/7.
Yeah, there you go.
So we are at 101 10th Avenue East, right behind Southside Drugstore. But I want to give you my personal phone number.
Okay.
And the reason I want to do that is because I want to make sure that you don't fall through the cracks if you have interest in volunteering. So my number is 615-944-8441. Or you can also go to myfathershousemission.org and send an email or anything from that website. It also has the shelter number on it. But like I said, I do not mind you calling my personal number.
Okay. And also give that number one more time because we always do it twice on radio.
615-944-8441.
Okay. And we've still got about 10 minutes. I saw Lee Marie pop in. I wasn't sure they were doing a show today, but they are. So you'll have another full hour of local programming on the Go Show coming up from 8 to 9 today. Programming note, I will not be here for the next 2 days. I'm definitely taking off Thanksgiving Day, and I am also taking off Friday because that is the day that we have everybody over to our house. So, yeah, I can't. I don't it's going to be crazy. It'll be good, but it's going to be a little crazy. But I do want to mention, too, I want to go kind of through our sponsors real quick and remind you of their holiday hours. Bernard Farms, they're open today, 7 to 4. And Julie said we sliced over 115 pounds of their smoked bacon yesterday. So, and I'll tell you, they had some beautiful ribeyes still. Their beef goes so fast when they get it. They still had a little bit of beef yesterday. But if you're going to get it, you better get over there because they will sell out. But 7 to 4, you can go by today. They'll be closed tomorrow and Friday. And then they'll be back open on Saturday from 7 to 4. Now, the UPS store, those guys, they're going to be open on Friday. They're going to be closed tomorrow, but the UPS store here in Springfield, our local, don't just, I know you drop off your Amazon stuff there, but it's so much more. It's printing. It's, just if you want a private mailbox, they can do, graphic stuff. Everybody in there is a notary. That's just that was so handy last year when we were taking care of mom and daddy's estate and stuff. But as far as their hours, they're going to be closed tomorrow, but they will be back open on Friday. And I'm not seeing their holiday hours here, but I think they're the same. So it's 8 a.m. to 6:30. Monday through Friday, except they will be closed for Thanksgiving. And then Saturday, they're open from 9 to 5 and Sunday from 12 to 5. So they'll be back in there on Friday, but they are closed tomorrow. So that kind of updates you on all of our sponsors. What else do we need to talk about, you guys?
Be thankful for the holidays.
Yeah.
So many people, it's like from Halloween to Christmas, and they neglect Thanksgiving. And for me, it's just what an incredible day that we're able to, just you don't there's nothing to do but eat.
Yeah.
I mean that's the thing of Thanksgiving. It's there's no gift giving. There's just time being spent with people that you care about, and don't overlook it.
Well, see, for a lot of people, it's their favorite holiday, and I think I don't know, I like them both. I like all of it, and that's one thing that that I love to kind of revisit the trilogy of holidays at this time of the year because when I was at the Blaze, this is something that he did every year, and I mean, he probably still does it. But he talks about how that you're entering into that trilogy. I don't like Halloween. I just don't. I just want to get through it. No, I know getting candy, kids dress up in fun costumes, but when you bring all that darkness in, just get behind me, Satan. I don't want nothing to do with it. So anyway, but get through that. And you get into Thanksgiving, and you just that thankful moment of God. What have you? Wow, wow, just wow.
Yep.
You know, and then you enter into that redemption that we are just given through the birth of Christ, and on into the new year that just reminds you of that renewal that you have every day because of the birth.
Mm-hmm.
So be thankful for
Right.
the salvation through the birth and the renewal that you have every breath you take.
Yep.
Every breath you take, you have that renewal.
Yep.
Amen.
And I just love that when you package it in, it's the trilogy of holidays. And while you're at it, don't forget to throw a little Hanukkah in there. That's just fun. You know,
We
I
always
love-
light our menorah. And
I do too.
Yep.
I do too. I do
Yeah.
too. Everybody's like, "Are you Jewish?" I'm like, "No." My sister-in-law is. I'm so jealous.
You don't have to be.
But a Jewish man saved us.
That's
I
You
right.
know,
know,
there's
I know.
nothing wrong with getting in touch with your Jewish roots, because if you
Amen.
don't think, if it was important enough for Jesus to celebrate certain festivities,
That's
certain
right.
feasts, he didn't celebrate them all, but he celebrated certain
did.
ones.
And he
then-
fulfilled others.
Yes,
So
yes.
Mhm.
And we, it's important for us to know
exactly.
why.
Yep.
He celebrated Hanukkah. Just look it up.
That's
He
right.
sure did.
Yep.
That's right.
Yeah, I forget exactly where the
It's in
scripture
John.
Is
It's
it in John?
John 22, I think.
Good for you.
Festival of
Lights.
Lights.
Festival of Dedication is
Yeah,
what it's
that's
called.
right in the scriptures. That's
Because
right.
it was a rededication of the
Of the
temple.
That's right.
That's the reason behind Hanukkah.
But, but it's neat. And I remember we had,
Well, you need to
I think it was
you need to-
last year.
you need to read what he told them about, during Hanukkah. It's the conversation that he had with the Jewish people during that time period that's important.
Okay, I'll go in
Yeah.
and read that. You've intrigued me,
Yep.
Gwen Earley. So I had last year, I think it ended on New Year's last year, didn't it?
Yes.
New Year's Eve. Because I had my Hanukkah and I had the last candle to light. And of course, we were all at my son's and it was like, "Ah!" And nobody
got
really was
kids and
interested.
everything, yeah.
Nobody was really interested in it. But I went up to the playroom where the kids were and I said, I want to show you something. And I got the Hanukkah out and I put the candle in there and we lit it. And I told them the story of Hanukkah and they were all like,
Wow.
wow.
Yeah,
They
we
just
have a
loved it.
Hanukkah
They
too. I love
absolutely
the-
loved it. Yeah, it was neat. It
Mhm.
was neat. So, all right, guys, we got about 4 minutes. Any parting thoughts?
Well, I wanted to remind you, I didn't say anything. Told you guys about it, but I hadn't said anything yet on the air about the patriotic line dance team.
Oh, yes. Come on. We got to talk about that.
We have a new Robertson County patriotic line dance team. We have been approved to represent Post 45 American Legion in Greenbrier, but the truth of the matter is we just represent our veterans, our military, period.
I love it.
And it is open for anybody who wants to join the team. Our intentions are to perform at military functions, different veterans functions, different community functions to bring awareness and honor to our military. And the name of the group is called the Freedom Steppers. And we dress in patriotic garb with red
White.
cowboy hats and cowboy boots and shirts with
I
the
love
red,
it.
white, and blue logos on front. And we practice every other week at the American Legion in Greenbrier. And again, I gave my phone number, 615-944-8441. You can get in touch with me, and I will tell you the date and the time. It's always at 6 p.m., but occasionally we have to change the day due to other things going on at the post.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you guys, and it's free. You have to buy your own T-shirts and your own cowboy hat.
Yeah.
But it doesn't cost you for the classes. And if you just want to come hang out with us and love on our military through your dance gifting,
I love it. I think that's so fun. I love line dancing. That's another because, my friend Lee Marie has the Well in the Square and they do line dance lessons and all the fun stuff there.
Yeah.
She's had so much fun. And I keep thinking, I'm just got to get in there. That's one of those things I just know I'm going to get to do in 2026.
Yep.
But I would love to do what you are doing. That is so much fun, and just such a great way to just to love on, like you said, our veterans and stuff. That's beautiful. Well, I'll tell you guys, like I said, that's it for me this week. I don't know what the situation is. I don't imagine we'll have a show tomorrow. Lee Marie might decide to come in and do the show on Friday. I just can't. I I got too much going on. So I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and I hope you'll find a place to. What are y'all going to do at my father's house on Thanksgiving? What happens there?
Well, so far we've already had 2 Thanksgiving meals, but
my.
we serve a big Thanksgiving meal and have special devotion and things like that. So, they're loved on and
They have a
That's-
place to go.
that's
they
special.
have a place to go.
Yeah.
They get
Beautiful.
to be somewhere where they feel like family.
I love it. I love it. And again, what time would that start?
The meal is served at 6 p.m.
6 p.m.
We actually have people from the community that can't provide for themselves that come. We had a gentleman come last night and take 5 takeout. They have a house,
Yeah.
but they can't feed themselves.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah.
what the King's Table does. They do that. They do takeout meals and everything. And if you want to serve and hand out Thanksgiving meals tomorrow, reach
sure
out
they
to
will,
them.
yeah,
I will have to. I
yeah.
don't know the King's Table, Master's Table. I keep saying
Master's Table.
King's Table.
I
know
was
better than that.
I was sitting here
Yeah.
trying to figure out where's the
Yeah,
King's
no,
Table?
it's I keep saying King's Table. It's
Master's Table.
Master's Table, and I knew that didn't sound right. But let me see if Master's Table has a time that they need you to line up.
I think it starts at 10 a.m.
Is
Line
it
it
10
up.
a.m.? Okay, thank you. But yeah, I'm so sorry, y'all. They'll be like LaVern. Come on. I mean,
You
get
know
it right.
better.
City of Faith Church, and all the things that they do. That story of how that started, oh my gosh,
I
that was
know.
so beautiful.
Mhm.
So beautiful. I just love them so much. But anyway, Pastor Gardner, and if you want to be a part of Master's Table, come and be a part of that tomorrow morning. And it looks like, like you said, about 10 o'clock. 10, it goes 10 to 3 is the scheduled time. But they are going to do delivery starting at 10 a.m., 10 to 1. 10 to 1 is the delivery time. So there you go. Master's Table. If you want to be a part of that, go tomorrow. Come on, Lee Marie, come on in here. And I just told him, I said, I'm not going to be here Friday. Are you going to come and do a show? I didn't even think about that the other day. So she'll have to think about it and see if she wants to come in and fill in. Huh?
It's not a First Friday.
No, it's not a First Friday. So,
Would it be? Unless you want me to do your show.
well, I'm not going. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not doing the show on Friday if you want the slot because that's the day we do our Thanksgiving. Oh, so I'm just, I'm going to be too tied up. So having a little conversation behind the scenes here with Lee Marie, but I'm going to offer the show to her if she would like to have it. And if she decides to do it, then there'll be a show. If not, I will see you guys on Monday for December 1st. Oh, it's December. Anyway,
Vern's birthday month.
yes, I know. And my husband's and one of my sons and my brother-in-law and just everybody. Everybody's born in December around my career. Anyway, who?
Steven. It's
Stephen's birthday. Oh, my goodness.
two of my siblings.
Oh my gosh, there we go. We got lots of folks having birthdays in December. So anyway, stick around. There's another full hour of local programming coming up on The Ghost Show with my sweet friend Lee Marie. So you're going to want to stick around for that. This is 1100 WSGI. God bless you. Happy Thanksgiving and have a wonderful day.